Hello Cancer, welcome to your mid-March reading. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. Now I'm starting off with Star Code Oracles for you, probably just one and a couple of other Oracle cards, and then we will move on to your tarot. I sound like this because I've been nursing a terrible flu for the last week, but I didn't want to postpone your readings. All right, we have Jupiter abundance. I like this. Jupiter is making some beautiful aspects in the sky. It's going to be in Pisces all month up till May, and it is also going to be conjuncting Mercury in Pisces on the 21st, I think. Yeah. So Jupiter in Pisces, it loves being there because it is its modern ruler. But I feel like a lot of you may be feeling like your intuition is heightened right now. Oh my goodness, you can't make this up. New moon in Pisces, which we had on the 2nd of March, attuned to the divine. Some of you may be delving very deep into spirituality, and some of you may be even having very vivid dreams. Cancer, you're the most intuitive sign of the zodiac, along with Pisces. So I feel like there could be a lot of subliminal, subconscious messages coming about for you at this time. We have come to the edge, number 36. Nice. All right, let's talk about these real quick, and then we will move on to your tarot. Jupiter, abundance. Now, Jupiter being the gas giant that it is the largest planet in our solar system. Whatever Jupiter touches turns to gold. It can expand anything. It can expand the good or the bad. So make sure whatever thoughts you have right now are focused on the good. They're focused on the positive. I'm not talking about fake optimism. I'm talking about faith. Jupiter rewards faith, especially when it is in Pisces. And Pisces, which rules the 12th house, it can talk about unearthing a lot of things from our psyche. Now, these could be traumas, they could be beautiful memories, it could be anything. It could be things that you don't readily think of consciously. So I feel like I don't know why, for some of you, I'm getting that you may need to do a little bit of inner child healing. I don't know why I got that suddenly. This could apply for a couple of you. But I do see a lot of abundance coming in terms of whether it's your work or it is your love connections or it is your family relationships. For some of you, I'm also getting a lot of travel because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which rules the 9th house, which talks about higher learning. It talks about philosophy. It talks about long distance travel. Some of you may be applying for courses away from homes for higher learning. Some of you may be delving deep into philosophy and changing how you look at the world. It's that energy of looking at the bigger picture. And I feel like once you do travel and once you start learning a little more philosophy and learning different cultures, I feel like it expands your horizons. It expands your view of the world. You know, it's almost like you're not in a box anymore. So I like that for you. It's a very it's almost a Neptunian energy for me, in the best way possible, if that makes sense. All right, we have come to the edge. Now, for me, it's a difficult card to talk about because it can talk about two things. It can talk about that fool energy, just kind of letting go of past baggage and taking a leap of faith. It can also talk about taking a risk. And Cancer, I'm a Cancer sun, okay? So I'm saying this from experience. We don't like taking risks, right? But at the base of it, this energy talks about courage. It talks about overcoming fear and accepting that life is a risk and that life is a gamble. So facing the unknown sometimes is the only choice we really have, right? And I read this somewhere. We are human beings. We are not human doings. Sometimes being and just being is the biggest risk of all. because we constantly want to do. So apply that if it resonates to you. But that's the energy I'm getting from this card. I feel like it is okay sometimes to step into that unfamiliar space so you can make space for miracles. And if that unfamiliar space is just sitting on your hands, maybe that is something that you need to do. On the flip side, this card asks you to honor your true self. Listen to your heart and your soul and not your head. And I am getting that throughout your oracle cards here. And I don't think that is very difficult for someone like you, Cancer, because we're highly intuitive. And listening to our soul is something that comes very naturally to us. So intuition right now and listening to it is the order of the day. All right, let's get to your tarot. That was quite fuzzy. It was very esoteric for me. I mean, I like it. I love this energy. But if this had come up for an air or an earth sign, I'd be worried. All right. Page of Wands. 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords will never leave us alone, Cancer. Nice. But we always bounce back. 6 of Wands. Beautiful. Strength has been popping up a lot. 10 of Wands has been popping up a lot. Six of Cups. Wow, you have... Okay, just 2 sixes, but that's amazing. And we have the Page of Swords. I'm just going to put this here. Interesting. Okay, let me skim over these before I pull clarifiers. With the 3 of Swords, there has been some kind of heartbreak. There's been some kind of disappointment, some kind of loss that you may have experienced, whether this was in the workplace or in love, we will see. But I do see that this has almost put you in your feels in the best way possible. And this heartbreak, this is not a tower moment. This is not something that, my God, shakes up your foundation. This could just be a disappointment. It is a minor arcana. But I feel like what happens is when we are upset, when we face a certain loss, we start delving deeper into divine energy. And that is how people have spiritual awakenings. At least that's how I had mine. So I feel like whatever loss this is, it is making room for more insight, if that makes sense. The Strength card right at the bottom of this is telling me that you are focusing inward. The Strength card can talk about holding back a little bit from things that you would normally be doing in life, but it also talks about pouring all of that love into self. It talks about unconditional love for self. And this is Leo energy, it rules the 5th house. So I feel like some of you may be picking up hobbies that you may have enjoyed in the past, something that probably brings out the best in you, something that helps you grieve in a creative way, if that makes sense. We have the Page of Wands and the 10 of Wands. With the Page of Wands, I do feel, like I said earlier, some of you may be embarking on adventures. You may be traveling and seeking out higher learning. With the 10 of Wands, it's interesting that it's here. I always say that the 10 of Wands is, yes, it is a heavy burden. It is something that is exhausting. It talks about a lot of toil and labor. But every single wand in the 10 of Wands represents a talent or a skill that you may have picked up on that journey. And it just makes you a more highly evolved person. It makes you a more skilled person. Some of you may be traveling for work. And some of you may be in that energy of, man, I don't want to go. But I feel like if you push yourself just a little bit more, the 10 of Wands resets to an Ace of Wands. You may discover a new opportunity. You may discover untapped potential, whether it is within yourself or it is from an external source. So we will see. This is not going to resonate for everyone, but I feel like whatever is feeling like a burden right now, you just need to nudge and push yourself just a little more, Because the Page of Wands is not really the Knight of Wands. It is not a boost of energy. It is a soft step into the unknown, all right? And it does lead to abundance eventually. Talking about abundance, we have the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory and success and public recognition and the right kind of attention. So if this is work for you, I feel like whatever projects you have started and whatever projects that have been causing these burdens for you, I feel like you will be rewarded. You will receive the correct accolades and the correct recognition for all of the toil and labor you've put into this. It's interesting how we have come to the edge. I'm getting a very fool-like energy from these two cards and this card as well. I did say that sometimes sitting on your hands can be the biggest risk you take, but if you are somebody who usually works in the background, maybe now is the time for you to actually take that leap of faith and be seen, be heard for your talents and for your skills. Considering you have two pages here, I feel some of you may be feeling like you're not ready. Some of you may be in that energy of, I am not good enough to do this. I'm not good enough to come to the edge. I'm not good enough to take that leap. But every page starts somewhere. Every page leads to a knight, which leads to a queen, which leads to a king, which eventually leads to the empress and the emperor. So starting small is not a bad thing. It just means that you're accumulating more knowledge and accumulating more wisdom. I am getting love for some of you here. I feel like whatever this heartbreak was, I like how these cards are bookending each other. Once the focus goes away from this broken heart and goes inward into strengthening your core, your emotional core, I feel like it's like you win. You know what I mean? When you stop feeding that energy of pain and you start feeding the strength within you, there is victory to be seen. We do have the Six of Cups and the Page of Swords, and I'm going to say something that is very generic for a tarot reader, but I can't ignore what's on the table. With the Six of Cups, there is somebody around you who has happy memories that they are thinking about. There's a lot of reminiscing, a lot of nostalgia here. And with the Page of Swords, this could mean someone keeping an eye on you. I don't know if this is in a creepy way or not. I will not guarantee it, but there is somebody who is looking you up, making sure you're doing okay. And I feel like whatever successes you have and accolades you've been accumulating in your life, it's almost like they're watching all of it. You know, they're keeping tabs. I'm getting a sense of pride also here with the Strength card. We will see. Let's get a couple more cards. Justice, beautiful. Whatever heartbreak happened here, the scales will be balanced. And Aries got a very similar energy. So you may have Aries predominantly in your chart. Once that focus goes inward, that is the only time you can balance the scales for yourself. Sometimes what happens is when someone's hurt us, we get into a vengeful energy. Not everyone, but some people. We get into a vengeful energy of when is that person going to get their karma, you know. But when we start questioning the workings of the universe is when it backfires. You need to let go. Let go and let the scales of justice balance themselves, because they always do. You know what I mean? Okay, we have the Two of Wands. Some of you, when it comes to the work front, may be leaving something behind, whether this is a team or it is an actual job, or it is just a particular project, and you're setting an intention to start something new. There's a lot of new, fresh energy here. And I'm surprised the Ace of Wands hasn't showed up, but after the Ten of Wands, I feel like you're almost, you're ready. You're fully fueled to begin this new journey, whatever this could be for you. Okay, we have, oh my God. I've read for 4 signs so far, and the Lovers has shown up in 3 readings. I knew I was getting love here. Yeah, okay. This is Gemini energy. Some of you may even have a choice whether you should go back to whoever this person is, because it is a past person, because we have the Six of Cups, by all means. But it could also be a new energy coming in who you have a soul tie with, someone you feel like you've known before. That is for those of you who believe in reincarnation. But I'm going to get one more card here. The Hierophant. My goodness. This is not just any kind of wishy-washy relationship. This is a deep commitment. The Hierophant is not a mild energy. It is the Chariot. That's you, Cancer. I am feeling once you are in your power, once you stop giving that power away to an external source, is when your dreams can come true. That's the easiest way I can put it. I mean, I feel that with the Ten of Wands, you may have been giving too much, not just in work, but in your relationships as well. And when you give too much, I'm not saying you give to get. I'm not saying that because you're giving, you're expecting to receive in return. Cancerians usually aren't like that. But there is always that sense of expectation. Cancer, expectation will always lead to disappointment. All right? If you let go of the outcome of whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever comes in from the universe is a bonus. That's what I'm getting here. I feel like the Queen of Cups. Yeah, that's you. Stay in your power, stay in your energy. There's so many cards that represent you here. And I feel like some of you may be feeling like you've lost yourselves with this heartbreak, whatever this was. I need one more. I got two more. The Fool. What did I say? I'm getting a very fool-like energy from that card. Wow. All right. And we have the Seven of Wands. You're stopping yourself. You're holding back because you've been hurt. And we have the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Capricorn energy. For some of you, I am feeling that, the King of Swords, I am feeling that some of you were betrayed. Some of you were terribly hurt. And this wasn't a one-time thing. This kept happening. It was a pattern. It kept repeating itself over and over and over again. And I feel like being the soft water energy that you are, you kept dealing with it. And I feel like you finally put your foot down with the Seven of Wands. Whatever this energy is coming back in. The Devil, the Chariot, the Hierophant, the Lovers. I cannot ignore the magnitude of energy here. And we have the Fool and we have Jupiter. But the Seven of Wands right here, even though it is a minor arcana as compared to all of this happening, it's almost like you're like, I don't want it. I've had enough. That's the enough that you've had. It's happened way too many times. And you're standing your guard. You have to use your better judgment and your common sense when it comes to this, Cancer. You have a lot of cards that represent new beginnings, with Come to the Edge and the Fool in particular. You have to make sure whatever this energy is coming in correctly. I am going to get a couple of tea leaves just to get more insight, because this has been a slightly complicated reading. We have Bow. You are highly thought of. This is that Six of Cups energy for me. Someone's been reminiscing, thinking of you, wanting to approach. We have Inkpot, problems to be resolved. I like this. So I feel like this person coming in isn't coming in just as a page. They are coming in with a purpose. They're coming in to sort things out, is what I feel. We have August. Some of you may be on the Cancer Leo cusp, or you may be dealing with a Leo, or August may be important when it comes to whatever this is. Maybe there's an important conversation coming about. In August, we have Claw. Be careful, do not take risks. How cohesive is this reading, Cancer? Okay, it's almost like this stop and go energy. I can't explain it. I'm feeling like a terrible reader right now, Cancer. It's like 1 minute I'm asking you to take a leap of faith, and the other minute I'm asking you not to. But that's what the cards are doing here. And I think that's what your energy is doing as well. It's a should I leap, should I not? Should I leap, should I not? And I think the inconsistency is stemming from the inconsistent energy of your person. There's a very start and stop energy happening here. Attune to the divine. Spend some time by yourself, Cancer. Spend some time in your own thoughts. Pour all that love into yourself. That is the only advice I have here. Because the devil being right in the center of your reading, I don't want you to repeat patterns. I see that happening here. I see someone coming in very passionately with a lot of love, and it's almost like you're tempted constantly to take that leap. And I feel like the minute you do, you regret it. Make sure that the problems, the core problems, are resolved before you make any decisions. I was getting a little bit of career in the middle, but this is most definitely a love reading. Eventually, I do see abundance coming in, but make sure you're pouring into your own heart before you start pouring for other people. Wow. Cancer readings are usually intense, but this one kind of blew my mind. I hope this helped you guys. Enjoy the rest of March, Cancer. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.